That's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river, and we are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
What's up? 50, Max, 50. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And he works free. Le'Veon Bell. Kiss him goodbye. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Brett Maher on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Maher to kick it away. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Hey, Charlie. 57's Mike. Hey, pick it up, T.
On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger. And he'll find Hall. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Strong right. Strong right. Everyone's got 4 down. Middle. Solid, 5 down. Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man. Check it. 22, 44.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Alert, alert.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Darnold now to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Based on travel.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd down 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Darnold. And he will find his man for the first time. Demaryius Thomas. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Bell, and he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's good for the Jets. 1st and 10.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Griffin. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
That's another Jets.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Check 55 to Mike. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. Lady.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Darnold. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Demaryius Thomas. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. the touchdown. Here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
First carry for James Conner. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
24. Hey, 4-1 Mike. No spacing. I know he ain't got it. 41 Mike. Show that bench release and go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger. Complete. It's Johnson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
180. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. 44. 57's the mic. Rock 57. All right, smooth. Let's go, B. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. 57's the mic. Double bump. 57's the mic. Here we go. Let's bring it.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Roethlisberger will throw. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone.
Jamison Crowder under the return. The Jets take over 1st and 10.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight end left. 4 down. Alert. Check. Lady.
Here's Darnold. This one caught by Crowder. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Darnold on first down. That one complete to Anderson. 23 yards on the play. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and score. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Darryl Roberts right there on the coverage. It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game. I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3. And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th down with Roethlisberger. And that's caught inside the 35. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
A gain of 12 yards. And the Jets, first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Play action. It's Darnold. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Darnold now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's first and 10.
Let's go.
Darnold from the gun. He's going to air one out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Darnold and the Jets come up third and long following the sack.
Come on, QB, come on. Hey, double up. He's coming, double up.
From the 50, it's Darnold. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble, as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick, and he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Two-jet bomber. Alert, alert. Hey, wahoo! 57's right. Blue down.
From the 29, Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
Alert!
On third down, Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Second and goal, the lone man in the backfield, Le'Veon Bell. Now Darnold. That's going to be caught by Crowder. It's a Jets touchdown. Jamison Crowder, his sixth touchdown of the season. And the interception by the Jets D leads to a touchdown. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Roethlisberger going to get this one to Connor. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Roethlisberger now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Easy.
Here's Roethlisberger. Got it complete to West. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 2nd down now, it's West. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Wreaking havoc was Nathan Shepard, the D tackle.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly.
Stay with your man. Jack 16. 57. Mike 57.
They'll indeed go for it with Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's...
He's got a man, complete. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson. An even 90 yards. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 24-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Roethlisberger. Blitz coming, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. On the ground, it's West again. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate Dalvin alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, "Hey, these pants make me look fat." And we said, "Nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy."
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Roethlisberger now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Setting up the screen for West. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a toss. This is West. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
50.
Now Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to rifle one deep left, and this is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6, and the Steelers are able to strike for 6. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that will get him one closer. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now is dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Pick it up. Low ball.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Get that quarterback at all costs.
Hey, Haywood.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sail, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. The Jets on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Hey, young lady. Young lady.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
180. 57. Come on. 22, 44.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
We're going to set it. Mike 55. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. This will be a jet sweep to Crowder, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw, Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the 27, Roethlisberger. That's going to be caught, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Bell so light on his feet, and he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. And Darnold wants to throw the football. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A first carry for Trenton Cannon, and he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a...
And now here's another interception. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And oh, it's Blount, the big fella. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Jets, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh,